Hi folks, welcome back. I'm in disguise today. Yeah, so we're having a walk today. It's not running. I'm recovering from Lyme disease. I'll talk a bit about that along the way. And we've been here before. This is Swettenham, which is sort of between Holmes Chapel and Congleton. And you may not have been here because it's not easy to get to. You have to head down lots of little country lanes to get here. But it's a really pretty place and quiet, and there's a nice pub. So we'll start with a walk into the village. Swettenham is one of those small, tucked away Cheshire villages that feels like it hasn't rushed to catch up with the 21st century. And that's a large part of its charm. I've parked on the edge of the village by the old postbox, though you could just as easily park right in the centre at the pub. The main reason for our visit today? I'm a big fan of a quiet country pub off the beaten track, ideally with a beer garden where I can enjoy a pint of alcohol-free beer after a walk along peaceful paths. Swettenham fits the bill perfectly, surrounded by meadows, woods and streams, with no through traffic thanks to a road that ends in a track. Even the road is quiet. I turned off from the Holmes Chapel end by the Yellow Broom and came through Comincham, approached from the other direction, and the lane winds in from Congleton past Somerford before finally emerging here at Swettenham. Either way, it's a wonderful out-of-the-way route. The village name is believed to come from the Old English, meaning sweet meadow. Our first stop is St. Peter's Church, which mostly dates from the Victorian period, but stands on the site of earlier chapels that go back to at least the 13th century. Just behind the church sits the Swettenham Arms, a country pub and former coaching inn, parts of which date from the 16th or 17th century. Well known locally for its food, Sunday roasts and generous beer garden, it's a favourite stop for walkers and cyclists. So if you were to continue down the lane behind me, it crosses over the River Dane and takes you through to Britain. We ran that way before. So we're going to pick a different route today around Swettenham. But let's swing past the pub because I'm sure you're going to finish there. There are plenty of footpaths to explore from here. The Dane Valley Way, the Lovell Quinta Arboretum, but today I'm heading to the Swettenham Meadows Nature Reserve, an area of wildflower-rich grassland that's new to me. The route is a gentle 2.5 miles, and handily it brings you right back to the pub. We start by taking the path opposite the cemetery and heading across the field. Looking back, I get a good view of the village and the surrounding countryside. Bosley Cloud in one direction, Jodrell Bank in the other. It's easy to see why it would be called Sweet Meadow. This is rich, arable land, the wind rippling through the crops and rustling the hedgerows. The path crosses into land belonging to Swettenham Hall, whose owners clearly want walkers to stick to the marked route, so we will. We follow it straight on, across the next field, steering for the trees on the far side. The Hall's history goes back to before the 14th century, when the Swettenham family held the land. The current building is early 18th century Georgian, possibly built on the footprint of an earlier manor, and is now tucked away behind the trees. The path emerges on Swettenham Road, the same one you may have driven in on. Opposite is the local club with a small car park and the possibility of refreshments. We turn left and head towards Coronation. At the bottom of the hill, a bridge takes us over Midge Brook, which becomes Swettenham Brook before joining the River Dane between Holmes Chapel and Swettenham. Continue along the lane. Just after the Coronation sign, we take the footpath on the left across the field. At the next one, keep straight on, crossing the driveway of the house to your left. Then bear left along the edge of the field to emerge on Cross Lane. Turn left again and soon you'll see the entrance to Swettenham Meadows Nature Reserve. We follow the well-marked Swettenham Valley Way long route through Coronation Meadow. 99% of species-rich grassland has been lost in Cheshire, but here it's being restored. The path winds down into the valley towards Swettenham Brook before climbing gently back up to meet the lane again. So for those of you wondering why I'm walking today and not running, a short cautionary tale. This is not a horsefly bite. This is a tick bite. I thought it was a horsefly bite, but it remained sore and didn't clear up and got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I ended up with this massive bullseye rash on my leg, which was enough to make me go to the doctor. And I'm glad I did, because Lyme disease can be debilitating. It can cause cardiac symptoms, it can cause joint problems, and it causes nerve damage. You can end up in a wheelchair and in severe trouble. So anyway, I've been on strong antibiotics for the last 3 weeks, and so I'm just taking it very, very gently. So if you ever get a rash like this, don't delay, go straight to the doctors. Turning left on the lane, you'll notice there's a small parking area here too. Our final leg takes a path on the left, joining another track and following the Swettenham Valley Way beside Swettenham Brook. Morning. We bear right and then next left and arrive back at the Swettenham Arms. Looks like I've arrived at the pub in the middle of a wedding reception. Oh well, never mind. No pub today. But I'm sure when you come, it'll be open. While I could have stopped for a drink, I guess, I didn't want to intrude. So I carried on, passing the church and heading straight back to my starting point. It's a beautiful, peaceful place with lovely countryside and an excellent pub if you need extra motivation. Right, off you go. Strap on your walking boots and follow in my footsteps. See you next time.